Critical thinking is not just a skill, it is a mindset. Hence, no one is born with it. Well, my perspective anyway. Everyone can learn it, hence, you can develop it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on the time and wherever you are watching from. It is Teachers Daily Devotion again, and I'm glad to be here to take us through the second stage or part two of developing critical thinking. Now, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a crow that was searching for water in this interesting scorching day. And luckily for it, it found a jar of water. However, or should I say, unfortunately, the water was just at the bottom, and the neck of this jar was very thin and long, which means the water was out of reach for the crow. Now, ordinarily, the crow should just give up, the crow rather, should give up and go elsewhere, river, anywhere. But no, the crow refused to give up. It stayed there, looked around, and then started picking small stones and dropping the stones inside the jar until the water level came up and the crow was able to have access to the water and it was able to solve its problem. I mean, that is what critical thinking is all about. I mean, if an animal could do that, how much more you, a cosmopolitan entity, the one that carries the real knowledge. So, what is the lesson for us here before we delve into how we can develop critical thinking? You are meant to think out of the box. Come on, break that box. I mean, we have joked about this before that think out of the box, think around the box, think below the box. Just make sure you are thinking and it is not within the box. Okay, think out of the box. Imagine the crow had given up and they're not solving the problem. The crow has to use an unconventional solution, of course, and then solve the problem. Look around you. You can There are things you can do that can solve your problem. Break your problems into steps. Okay. It's not Don't wait for the big thing. You are waiting for that big leap. No. Take it step by step. Where you are now, you can solve a problem. That personal problem you are thinking about, why not take a step? You want to do that video, you want to do something fantastic, take a step. You want to write a book, just start with one chapter. Start with a paragraph. Okay. Take step one by one. The water level will start coming up, Before you know it, you become a big solution to people's problems. I can imagine that crow now going everywhere, solving people's problem with that skill. And finally, the lesson there for me is being persistent and be resourceful. Look around you. There is one thing that can solve your problem. There is no way you are made and you are created without something, a resource around you that can solve your problem. Probably you have just been underrating what you have around you. Be resourceful and be continue persistent, and then you're going to get that. I'm sorry for that break in transmission. Let's quickly continue now to three ways to develop critical thinking. And quickly now, I want to look at three ways we can develop critical thinking. The first one is, I'm sorry, I don't have a framework today, so you can just enjoy it. One, embrace evidence-based thinking. Embrace evidence-based thinking. Always ask yourself why, how, and I mean, get to the root of it. There's someone who has said assumption is the mother of frustration. If you don't want to be frustrated as a professional, as a teacher, or whatever you are doing, make sure you look for evidence professionally. Oh, they tell you, we said yesterday, your work is a work of passion. Can you give me the evidence? Why other professions are not everything we do, the underlining factor, the underlining base is passion. Everybody can trace anything to one passion or the other. Okay, but look for the evidence there. Okay, look for facts. What are the things that are supporting your decisions? Don't just jump. If you are invited to come over to a school to come and pick a job, and then because they're giving you some lofty promises, you just jump at it. No, look for tiny evidences that can help you make a proper decision. Secondly, take perspectives. You don't know it all. A critical thinker is someone who listens to others and also takes perspective of other people too. And no matter who they are, older, the same age, or younger, your students, your colleagues, your younger ones, everyone take their perspective and then observe it from their own view too. And when you see that their perspective is bigger or stronger than yours, kindly, with all humility, learn from them and move on. Okay, adopt that perspective and then grow. See, the more you learn, the more versatile you are able to see through. And one of the ways of also embracing perspective is also having diverse friends. Don't you just limit your friends to teachers or your colleagues alone. Have friends in other professions. I call it interdisciplinary connection. So connect with other people and see things from their perspective. A medical doctor is telling you something you can use in your biology class, most likely. An accountant is telling you something that you can also bring in into your own life that can help you to fine tune your finances. Take perspective of others too. And interestingly, and finally, here is adopt non-routine thinking. Non-routine thinking. Don't just always like to do things in the morning, 8 a.m. You do this, 5. I mean, just change things a little bit. Ask yourself, must I do it this way? I want to use this opportunity to celebrate a very good, I know you won't mind I call him a mentee or protege, Adewale Kayode, for emerging as one of the top 50 teachers in the world under Global Teacher Prize by Vaki Foundation. One unique thing about this young man is, okay, you look at it, everybody is teaching mathematics in English language, even some Yoruba language, and he started teaching mathematics with Ijebu language. Ijebu language. And that's just out of the box for me. It's a non-routine approach. Can we get the results after doing this? Is it a legal way of doing it? No problem. Can we get results at the end of the day? Just change your style. What can you do differently? Break the traditional method of doing things and then do things differently. That may just become a new theory that somebody will adopt and put down even in a book. I mean, you've been hearing a lot of things, just do it differently. So don't forget what we said now. Embrace evidence-based thinking, take perspectives, and adopt non-routine thinking. What is the practical step today for us? Look into your life and ask yourself, what small step can I take today? Okay, critical small step can I take today? Don't forget the story of that crow there. What small step can I take today? Let's go quickly to our words of affirmation this morning, this afternoon, or this evening. Say it after me. I am a critical thinker. Like the crow, I solve problems creatively, step by step, and with unwavering persistence. My thinking inspires growth in myself and those around me. Let's take it again. I am a critical thinker. Like the crow, I solve problems creatively. I solve problems step by step with unwavering persistence. My thinking inspires growth in myself and those around me. Hello, teachers, hello, professionals. Let's take the story. Meditate on this story today as you go to work, as you are coming back from work, and think about it. What is that thing that I see from afar and I felt is not, or I feel is not reachable? How can I take small steps towards it to achieve it? And you are going to be sharing your beautiful story very soon with us. Thank you so much for joining today. Please kindly continue commenting and giving us your feedback. We are really encouraged. Thank you. You can share this all across your network. Thank you so much for being a teacher, and you are highly celebrated.